1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Ending on be a coach. Hello everyone. It's Hyena. Today we are going to be playing some more TF2 while we're going to be looking at some maps. Today we're going to be looking at Control Point Badlands. This is a map that I feel like I've played quite a bit, but I don't wholly remember it off the top of my head. I have a list of like all the maps I recognized from the Wikipedia page, but that doesn't mean I remember them directly by name. We're gonna go red team, spy of course. Hey Pauling, you guys probably won't hear that because last time Miss Pauling spoke, I cut her out. Right, we're going to be in the waiting for players phase, which means it'll reset us, but we'll get started on this. Hey, this looks familiar. I think in our last episode on Teufort, we saw this exact, like, setup, except now there's a sock. Is that a sock? Like, wedged in the drawer there? But, yeah, we've already seen this asset. I'm sure they reuse a lot of assets. And the more episodes we do of this, the more of these we'll recognize. But this cubby system here, it seems rather familiar. Bullets are still two-dimensional. Classic fire extinguisher, everyone's got to have one of those. Let's see. Neat. I don't know what these are called. Gauges, I guess? More of the kind of old computer tech and like mechanical computer tech, I think is how you would describe this. You know, maybe industrial is the word I'm thinking of. We've definitely seen this one before. You have the right to a safe and healthful workplace. Ooh, this place, they also, you know, they must be rich in order to afford hot water coolers everywhere. And of course the calendar and the med cabinet. Let's see. Oh, I know Badlands. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm very familiar with Badlands. Now that I can see it with my own eyes. Kind of a chaotic map once you get into this area. I like the layout a lot. Is this two separate spawn rooms? No, there's only one spawn room. That makes sense. That's the door on the other side. And then this is a stairway. Wow. I did not realize how this would be laid out. I guess this makes sense though, right? You're down here, you gotta either get up to spawn, or you wanna go straight into the other stairwell area here if you want to leave, right? Kind of the offensive stairway versus a defensive stairway. Defense stairs, offense stairs. More of that cool rock texturing, because I know this one's actually built into a mountain, right? This must be one of the maps, I think it's New Mexico that they go to in the story. They would have dirt like this. If that's wrong, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna do anything about it. This is neat. Oh yeah, see, earlier in Teufort, I mentioned that they had chicken wire instead of the like window wire, the impact proofing that they used to do on old windows. Looks kind of cool when you run along it like that. Oh, we got some plumbing. Goes over there. Some nice air vents. Keep your air oxygenated in some form. Nice radioactive barrels. I don't know if we've seen these before. I know we've seen all sorts of like different barrels of different kinds with different chemicals in them. I might need to go cap that point soon. If I want it to keep the timer going, I'll remember that. More of these fans. These kind of remind me of propellers on a submarine. Nice. It's nice to know there's a good airflow in this building, even if they're not spinning. Maybe if they ever update to Source 2, we'll see more spinning objects. Warning, toxic chemicals. Oh, and we've got a gas mask. Kind of looks like Pyro's Foster's mask. The mask from the first Killing Floor game. Let's see. That's outside. I'm still looking around inside. Another fire extinguisher. I don't know if I noticed that one yet. Yeah. Lots of engineers like to build here. Typically I put like my dispenser over in this section or behind these boxes. And then to defend the point you would put like your turret right here. Although you might want to put it off at an angle like this. I learned recently from a YouTube short in CSGO that being further away from your vantage point here as you peek something actually gives you better view than if you're standing close to it. This kind of leaves you more exposed, whereas this you get kind of a better sight line without giving too much of yourself from behind cover. So maybe if you positioned it like right here, it'd be able to defend the point just fine, and you wouldn't have to worry too much about the snipers that pop out near mid over there, because the middle point is just beyond that corner over there. Nice dolly. We've got a crate, a keyless crate of some kind. Let's see. Yeah, coming through here. Oh, this is where we just were. Oh, I know where we are now, because these doors here, as a spy, I often have to retreat through, or push in through, depending on which side I'm on. Let's see. I like these server carts that are around. Another cool dolly. Some more dynamite boxes, and another keyless crate. Ooh, these support girders are really cool architecture. It really makes it feel like there was, I don't know, an actual construction crew behind the building of this building. That it wasn't just, I don't know, it's not just a game level, it's a building, you know? People took into consideration propping up these cement walls with the rock from the inside of the mountain. I don't know anything about actual engineering, I'm just assuming that's how it works. Oh yeah. Let's see here. I don't want to fall and hurt myself, so I'm going to jump over this point. There we go. Alright, we're going to step out this door. I really like to take the time to appreciate all the background detail they add with stuff you'll never interact with. You know, whatever those explosion marks are, it kind of looks like a mine went off there. Maybe that's why there's tires scattered everywhere. That's a really big tire upright. Neat little tree. Oh, still Smithmas, as you could probably tell from Krampus at the beginning. Nice. Got nice barbed wire. This almost looks like something you'd be able to squeeze through if it were real. You know, bend it open. It's probably how people got in, got out. I find things like these rusted sheets of metal really cool. Rusted sheets of metal. It almost looks like someone tried to repaint it, or the paint is coming off, and that's just what's left. Or maybe it's just not what oxidized yet. Maybe there was something on it. Some kind of oil. Nice hoodoos in the distance. These things. Really cool how older games, I'm sure that's a 2D image, but it just feels like it goes on forever beyond that point. It really tricks the eye, and I really like that. Let's see. I like that this point is a spiral, kind of a neat walkway. When I was first learning the game, I had a really hard time with that, and I found it kind of frustrating, but now I understand it's kind of to keep you, for half the travel time up this, it keeps you in cover, on the defensive side, and then it keeps you in cover on the last half, on the offensive side. Alright, the announcer's yelling at me, so let's rush. Ooh. Speaking of not wanting to hurt myself. Alright, and we'll get to point. Cap this really quick. Sandra's barbecue, wholesome, excellent. Uh-oh. I hope I cap this fast enough. Alrighty. I'm gonna cut that part out, because it was just me waiting to cap. I wasn't sure if it would count as overtime, with just me in the lobby, but it's cool to know that it does, so we don't have to rush too much for time. Keep this doorway clear. Does that even open? I don't think it does. Does anything lead to it? No, actually. Oh. Red Valley Mining. That's really neat. I like the custom signs and decals they make for these levels. Neat little propped open window. Can you see out of that from inside? No. That's okay. Got the light there. Wondering where this power supply... Oh. Yep, into the ground. No. It's gotta be grounded anyways. But, well, that's cool architecture. I'm gonna get back over to this point. Over this way. Oh yeah, that's cool. I wonder what purpose that's supposed to serve. Nice minecarts. Obviously being a mining facility. The classic billboard up there. A lot of these areas look like they'd be fun to explore on foot. I don't know if I could toggle no clip at this point. That's precarious. Yeah, this thing right here reminds me of that rock those teenagers pushed down in like 2015, 2016. They got them in a lot of trouble. It was like a national or not a national monument, but it was like a state park where you're not supposed to mess with stuff. Let's see. Yeah, there's the breaker box. That's really cool that it leads all the way along that wire and back to a ground. And then that goes up there, and that disappears into there, which I'm sure we see again on the inside. That kind of a thing seems to track. Obviously, if you're playing as a soldier, getting up there is a lot easier than playing as anyone who has to travel on foot. Or maybe a scout with a soda popper from this angle would have an easier time getting up there. Back in like 2013, 2014, I used to main scout. I've mained pretty much everyone at this point. You know, I've been playing for a long time. And, soda popper for like playing objective was one of my favorites. Maybe not the best. For combat, though, I think it's not as bad as a lot of people say. The soda popper is really good at getting meat shots quickly, without having to deal with the push from the force of nature. So if you like the force of nature but not the push, the soda popper is really nice for that. It's really good though for clearing obstacles like this, or handling a heavy. Sometimes you float above their head. But yeah, authorized personnel only. Where are we shipping all this radioactive material too. That looks like, this looks like Fallout New Vegas. This scene right here with the nuclear waste and the telephone poles, what are these called? They have a name other than telephone pole, but it's escaping me at the moment. Not a pylon, not a peon, but you know what I mean. The thing that Caesar's army strings people up by. I've got a crossing sign, or zing sign, if you're Chinese. Zippy plow. And Alliance towing, I'm assuming that says. These little rooms here are really nice, except I like to play spy most of the time these days. And there's always like a pyro here, it seems. Always a pyro just M1ing in through here and out through here. Like they know you're gonna be there, which I'm sure if I like it as much as I do, like, or if I use it as much as I do, that they have a valid reason to be doing that. Does it say famous with an E at the end? Famous. Sanders Barbecue. No trespassing. Don't touch my light switch. Let's see. Oh, there's the camera. Our old friend. Watch your step. I will. Oh, there's... You know, we're indoors, so that can't be bird poop, right? That has to be... I don't want to know what that is. And then we've got another camera and the light here. No trespassing again. Ooh, a nice chute of some kind. Perhaps a tire chute. It dispenses tires. Where from though is hard to tell. It doesn't look like it wraps around the building, so they must come out of where that little gap is right there. Let's see. Oh, we've got hose number 2. The hose with nozzle. The nice rust remover. And some planks. Another light switch. Happy Farmers Cooperative. Trust the best. Excellent. It's nice to see continuity between them. We've got this stack of tires, this tower of tires, a stack of tower of tires. And we've got more planks that you can stand on. Some nice barrels for hiding. Shipping and receiving. Oh, and then we've got our intercom. Is this a spawn room? This is a spawn room. And here's the same cubby. And the same corkboard. Nice to see some continuity with the support struts. And, oh. Wow, that's actually an animated pulley system for the door. That's really cool. I never noticed that it actually rotates. I mean, it makes sense that it does, you know, they tend to put that kind of detail in, but they could not put that detail in. And I don't think anyone but me would notice. Or at least people who pay as much attention as I am right now. Wire for that lighting. Go zip, zip, that way. This whole area is super wide open, and pick classes like sniper, but also heavies and pyros are usually in this area, either down here or watching up here, down there. You know, they're standing here but shooting you down here. More radioactive material. They're both shipping it. I wonder if this was supposed to be a hint that they're on the same side. Blue and red. Another zing sign. Caution. Alarm triggers present. Will automatically call authorities. No trespassing. Yeah. Keep this doorway clear. Another door that doesn't really go anywhere. Right shipping. I like that it's called right, but the boat is crooked, like it's tipping over, sinking. healing. Radioactive. Nice little power box. Good for supplying energy where you need your energy supplied. I like that that light almost looks like a radioactivity symbol. Yeah, I mean it does from a distance. It doesn't really over here, but if you imagine the negative space as the symbol and the red as the background. Interesting that blue team gets blue barrels, but red team gets yellow barrels. I feel like, I don't know. I'm sure, you know, yellow being complementary to red, it makes sense, but you think they'd give them a different color than blue. Let's see. Oh, I like that the rock formation is different, and they got the same billboard here. That looks like there's something carved into the rock, doesn't it? Some sort of hieroglyphics. We got the same this thing. I'm assuming it's some sort of chimney or air vent, but it looks like it's out of Star Wars of some kind. Oh, let's check out this area over here. Nice med kit and ammo supply. Radioactive, don't mind if I stand on it to get a better view. Nice tree. Some more. This could be Nevada, now that I think about it, the Nevada desert. But I don't know. I highly doubt it. I think it's New Mexico. Nice stack of tower of tires. Got a couple of them. Let's see. Anything over here to see? No, just a valley. Some more JPEGs in the background. PNG files. The PNG hoodoos over there. Let's see. Neat. I like that the telephone wires have Christmas lights on them. Why don't more counties in America do that? I feel like it would just really add to the festivities and the fire hazards. We're all about those. I find it interesting, there's no water on this one, but I think there's water on the other one. I might have to go ahead and check that here in a second. Although capping the last point will finish this round for us. Beacon. Blue beacon. Another hose with nozzle. Rio Grande Coal Co. Oh, neat. In Teufort, I noticed that there was a blue one. The first camera I saw had a red light, and I was disappointed. But there are cameras with blue lights to let you know they're recording. Which, thanks. Gonna get myself some B-roll with that. Ooh. Nice pulley system. Cool light. It's pretty similar to the other side, if not identical. I actually think... No, I think these are identical buildings, just rotated and recolored. We're gonna check for water really quick. There's not water. It must be on a different variation of this map that there's water. Because there's a pipe for it, right? Some sort of drainage. I know there's a few different game modes available for Badlands, so this is just the original game format for it. And so I figured it would have the most map to explore. Let's see. Yep, this area is pretty standard. This pass-through looks rather identical. Industrial, trust the best. Well, I'm glad I have the best farming and the best industrial. Shipping and services, keep this doorway clear. Nice light switch. Nice intercom for communicating with the other team. Oh. Can I enter this way? Oh, I can. Look at that. Yep, and this is pretty standard. We got plumbing there. Some nice piping. We've got a nice dolly. And yeah, I feel like I'm realizing just how symmetrical this map is. I knew that a lot of the maps are pretty symmetrical, but this one's almost a direct copy-paste on both sides. It even has the same minecarts there. And the sky is blue instead of yellow. Nice light and girder setup. Mop and bucket. More blue. We've got the server thing. Some spools of wire. A wire, and I'm assuming this is a rope. Either a rope or some sort of tensile bonding cable. Oh, one thing about this level, lots of people, I must be remembering a different format for this level, because I remember this being more wide, and I remember there being a hallway along this side. Like you come up this way and there's a hallway, not so much just a, I don't know what you would call this, a corner? A corner in a stairwell, the offensive stairwell. Looks to me that it's the same water cooler and corkboard that we're familiar with. I like the venting in here. This is cool venting. I think the point is really cool. This container right here that you stand in to cap the point kind of reminds me of the check thing at your bank when you go to deposit a check from the ATM side with the tube. You know what I mean? When you're a little further away from the ATM or the teller window, and it sucks up the container with your check in it, or dispenses something in it. It makes that loud vacuum noise. You know, I wonder. It looks like it's sealed at the top, but not quite yet. We still got time to look around. Nice toxic chemicals. More barrels. Probably stored there forever so that no one touches them. You know, a half-life lasts a lot longer than you'd expect it to. Ooh. Various stones of different types. These are really cool. And some bush. Some crabgrass of some kind. And we've got nice fluorescent lighting. These kind of round lights with the metal grate. I've never understood. I guess it's for if they fall, it doesn't have as much of a chance to shatter the glass, or it's to diffuse the light in some way. Maybe it absorbs heat, so it's not as hot in the room. But I've never really understood the lights that have these metal bars in real life. It doesn't seem like it serves a real purpose other than to make it more dangerous when it falls. Like, it's one thing to have glass. Maybe it catches the glass, gives the glass something to smash against, so if it hits the ground it doesn't just shotgun, frag grenade blast, like glass shrapnel everywhere. I like that these are shaped the way they are. I don't know if you would call these girders per se, but they are neat. And it looks like they are attached by a girder, kind of continuing that reinforced look the rest of the inside HQ kind of look has. Let's see. Yeah, this is just a really neat map. I like a lot of the detail put into it. Oh, we've got 1 minute. Again, it's neat that it's carved into the rock. I like the texturing on the concrete walls here. Looks like, you know, there's so much combat happening in these places. It makes sense that the map would look weathered and damaged. It looks like, you know, it's experienced impacts and bullets, and it's had people bump against it. It's lived in, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Yeah. This kind of looks like an enemy from Dr. Mario. But alright, well, I think that's all of CP Badlands. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. Leave a comment and let me know if there's a map you'd like me to review. And maybe give the video a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time.